Hi everyone, I'm going to show you an end-to-end demo of our DevOps service, building an application with DevOps from a code repository that's hosted within our DevOps project, and then deploying that application to OCI. So let's get started by making a change to our application. So this is a simple Node Express application. I just kind of got started and then added the configuration files to build and deploy this with DevOps. Let's take a look at what it looks like now. So this is just a simple page and it's saying hello OCI. So we're going to make a change here to say hello demo. So I've already checked out the repo and set up all my auth to check this out with Git. So hello OCI DevOps demo. Three exclamation points. Okay. So I made that little change. I'm going to check it in. For recording. Hope this works. Check that in. I'm going to sync it with my demos branch here on the code repository that's hosted by DevOps. All right, so let's navigate over. I pushed that change. Let's go take a look. So first we get to the DevOps service over here in Developer Services. All of the resources that we need to fully automate our CI/CD pipeline are in a DevOps project, which makes it easier for you to share them with your team. I've already created a project, and so we'll head over there. So let's go look for that change. You can start your build pipeline from a commit to a repo that's in GitHub or GitLab. Here in this example, I committed directly to a code repository. You might mirror your GitHub or GitLab repo over to the OCI code repository to speed up your builds. So I did this in the demos branch. Let's take a look. Here it is, changed from hello OCI to hello DevOps demo. All right, so I've set up a trigger, and any commit to this repo will start a build. So that should already be in progress. I'm going to look for that in our build history. Aha, here we are in progress. So here are all the steps that are running now. All of our builds will have a manage build stage. This is the dashboard of the progress, kind of your real-time display of your build with the output is coming into logs, and we're showing them here. They're streaming back in the logging service. What's going to happen is that we're going to follow the build instructions that I've committed to my Git repo. We can take a look at them here. This is our build spec. So we set up a unique ID to identify the container that we're going to build, install a node that we need, do our install, run our tests, and then build our container image with Docker. And then in the next stage, here in our pipeline, we're going to deliver to OCI. So it takes the built artifact and we'll deliver it to OCI repositories. And then if that's successful, then we will start a deployment. So here's our pipeline that's showing you what's happening, and we can change the pipeline as well. These steps are optional. I may just run a build and do all of the delivery here in one stage as well. We set this up. We can see that we've chosen our repository here, and that's within our DevOps project. All right, let's go back and see how our build is doing. Great, so you can see it ran through all these steps. And it is just going to deliver. When it delivers, it's going to trigger this deployment. So we can see the deployment pipeline over here. And the deployment pipeline here contains the logic of how we're going to release this application to OCI. So we're going to do a deployment to OCI. I have a little bit more complex of a pipeline than just one stage. So here I have a dev environment. I'm going to get approval, and then release to production. So here we're also deploying across multiple regions. So from Ashburn, and then approval, then deploy to Phoenix. We do those by mapping the environments that we create in our DevOps project to our Kubernetes clusters. So here we can say the upload succeeded, and then it triggered the deployment. And here are all the logs coming back. So we can see that, yep, we did pass our tests. If any of these steps failed in my managed build, it would fail the pipeline, and then we would progress to the next stage. So let's go take a look at that deployment. If you wanted to just run builds and then later do a deployment after your own process, you can just have a build pipeline which does not have a trigger deployment stage. But here we have the complete automation. So we already had our deployment. Here it's waiting for my approval before I go to Phoenix. Let's take a look. Yep, this looks good. For the demo. And now we'll go to the next stage in our pipeline. These stages can also run in parallel, so if I wanted to deploy to Phoenix production and maybe VMs that are in Phoenix or in another region, I can do that as well by adding stages into my pipeline. So maybe I want to add this VM deployment stage. So deploy to Ashburn, this deployment configuration. So yeah, I'll roll out one at a time. So there we go. All right, so I think that deployment succeeded. So let's take a look here. So this should have changed our intro message. So hello, DevOps demo. There we go. So we showed making a code change to our repository that's part of our DevOps project, having that commit, kick off a build, following our build instructions, and then when the artifact was delivered, we triggered a deployment with that built artifact to OCI. So that is our demo.